Go ahead.
Arsenal, are they going to smoke Chelsea this weekend?
I hope so. I hope so. I really hope so. Hold on, though. I gotta speak on this first. You guys pissed me so off so much with the Kwanda deal that now for the rest of the season, I'm gonna make sure that I watch you guys. Hopefully, not making top four, top five. Because with the amount of deals that you're making and the way you're overtaking youngsters in football, I need you to take some financial hit so you can chill out. You guys are gonna need to stop this. So I'm gonna be watching Newcastle. I'm gonna be watching anyone who can make the top five. Now you guys are going against Arsenal. I will be supporting Arsenal this week because it means nothing to me anyways if Arsenal lose. It won't do anything. So I'll be hate watching. Um Arsenal, if you want to beat big Real Madrid on all these compilations that you're making, you better make sure you win this game because you have a big test coming up. And your league is pretty much, I will be honest, every game so far until the Champions League is basically a practice game until they face Real Madrid because they have nothing to play for the league anymore. There's nothing they're going to win. Chelsea is a good test for them. So I don't remember what happened the first game, and maybe you need to remind me, Don. But
we drew.
If they don't get a win against you guys, they drew. Okay, so even better. Now they need to.
Remember, Martinelli scored. Sanchez should have saved it. Neto scored the banger. Enzo got the assist off the bench.
Why do I not remember that game? I don't remember.
That was at the bridge, bro. Neto equalized for us.
Okay. Well, anyways, what I'm trying to say is I need Arsenal to win this game for personal reasons. But go ahead, tell us about the game, man.
Yeah, listen, I'm not scared of Arsenal. I'm scared of Chelsea. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. We're our own worst enemy. You know, I'm scared of.
You worded that was amazing.
I'm telling you,
I'm worried about Chelsea.
I'm worried about Chelsea, bro, because we've got a goalkeeper who's back in goal now. You know, he's cut off that black spray and he's gone bald. You know what I'm saying, right? But it doesn't mean that he's lost that bozo gene. You know, last game I saw him try to do a Superman punch for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So last time we played Arsenal at the bridge, well, last season, he gave the ball straight to Declan Rice and was comfortably cruising to a win. That's a player that I'm scared about. I don't know what Maresca's going to do in terms of setting up, because when we played Man City, Man decided to play the highest line and decided not to press from the front. You know, he gave these guys so much respect. So tactically, I'm not sure what Maresca's going to do. Obviously, Neto's going to start up top. That's an area where it's helped us recently, but the past 3 games, it's going to be a little bit stale again. You know, when Neto's playing up there, you really miss Jackson. You know, you really miss someone else that can really push centre-backs back consistently. You know, Neto likes to come in a lot like Nkunku as well to get the ball. You know what I'm saying?
So out for still Jackson.
It should be back after the break. Innit? But the main thing for me is, listen, we've got the players to beat Arsenal right now because they're not firing up top. You know, they've got Marino playing up top. I don't think he'll start the game. I think he'll probably start Trossard down the middle, Martinelli on the left, and Nwaneri on the right. But the main thing with us and Arsenal is their defense is better than us, bro. Like I keep telling you, look, they've conceded 12 less goals to us. And at the minute, we're not really clicking up top. We haven't really had many fluid games apart from the Southampton and maybe the Villa game recently. You know, it's been tough. But the main thing I'm looking at really is the mentality, man. We need to get over the line against these bigger teams because even before Maresca came in, it was poor, our record against these guys. They've beaten us in our last 10 games. We've won 1 game. That's shocking. You know what I mean? Every time Arsenal on poor form, we love to gift them something, right? I remember when they came to the bridge and they beat us with Smith Rowe and Eddie. Yeah, they were on shocking form at the time. Arteta was looking like he was going to get sacked. All of a sudden, we give them a W. You know what I mean? So I don't think we'll get battered like last year because Poch in that game, he literally started Gilchrist. He dropped Silva and Chalobah and started Disasi and Badiashile, the cramp twins. It was a shocking game. Enzo Fernandez running about with 1 leg. You know, this time around, we're coming with Caicedo, who's on better form. You know, Enzo Fernandez has been, like I said, fantastic. Palmer, I know he's been poor, but let's hope that he decides to turn up in this big game. Let's see what he does. And then in attack, like I said, Neto's given us a little bit more dynamism up there, man.
How do you think your approach is going to be? Not yours, sorry. Like Maresca's approach to the game is going to be.
I don't know.
When I look at this Arsenal game team, forget the PSV games because one of them they just rested everyone, and the first one, that 7-1 was an anomaly. You look at the last Premier League, last 3 Premier League games, they haven't won a game. They drew to West Ham, drew to Forest, and drew to us. They have actually 1 goal in 3 games. So they clearly, when you take away the PSV fixtures, they're struggling to score goals in the Prem. Now, the one thing in common in those games that everyone knew how to play against this Arsenal team, and even what's his name said it, Nuno Espirito Santo. He was talking about them not having strikers. Honestly, just pack your box when they're attacking. Don't give them spaces. They don't have a natural 9 to do anything, so they struggle. Now, Maresca's a little bit more stubborn, as I like to think. You know, like he doesn't. I don't think he really adjusts so much to the opponents. How do you think he's gonna set up against this team? Because they'll keep the ball. I'll be honest. Like you can let Arsenal get the ball, but I feel like the more they have the ball, the lesser of a chance they have to win. They kind of need to play teams right now because of the lack of strikers. They need to have a setup where, like, you know what, let's surrender the ball a little bit, but that's gonna afford us more space when we get it, and we can actually break their lines a little bit easier and quicker. That's how I'm looking at the game, but I don't know how Maresca's going to look at it.
100%. What we need to do is catch them on the break. I don't want us to be wide open because we're seeing right now Odegaard's been shocking this season. He's not created nothing. Declan Rice, like I keep telling you, lot, he don't create much like that either, away from the fucking set pieces, the corners, right? So in those positions, we should be creating better chances. Enzo's a better creator than both of those midfielders. So is Palmer. You know what I mean? But on the transition is what I'm looking at. This is where you miss someone, like I said, like a Mudryk, because I don't want Sancho to start this game. I would rather Neto on one wing, and then you start, like I said, someone like a Mudryk. I don't think he's going to be brave enough to start George. So we're probably going to see Sancho on the left doing a little bit of, you know, dilly-dally, go backwards. You know what I mean? But yeah, for this game, Staffy, I think it's going to have to be transitional football, man, where you soak up that pressure, you just get them on the break quickly. Fofana's back, so he should be starting the game. Reece is back as well. Lavia might even start as well. He's on the bench last game. So that should help us a little bit more in terms of, you know, how we are off the ball and whatnot, and our build-up as well. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, we can't leave too many holes. Don't make it easy for these guys to create because they've
Your
been
biggest
shit.
up has been playing very well, by the way, Declan Rice. The last few
He's
games,
playing very well.
he's been so advanced up the pitch sometimes. I'm looking at some of the actions that he's doing. I'm like, I haven't really seen you do this in a while. He's setting up goals.
I don't think he's been playing very well. I just think he's been playing better than what
the last couple of games I think he's been.
Even against you, man, away from that tackle and the chance that the goal that he scored, he created fuck all, bruv. There's a couple of times I'm seeing man trying to pass the ball to the striker and it was just going straight to Onana. You know, he didn't do anything away from that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just been the best of a bad bunch. But overall, I think it's been average. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it is where it is. Like
these might be last famous words. I'm just saying, because if he scores against you guys,
bro, listen. If he scores against us, it's a holler. It's a holler. We can't be letting against us again. We can't be letting.
I agree. Why I've been so excited about this game is Chelsea attack by and large. You know, attacking team, whether you score or not is by the by. You attack. Arsenal do better against teams that open up and attack against them rather than sit back behind the ball. And I felt that it's either got to be Arteta or Maresca, who kind of yields on their natural principle of trying to be the aggressor to win the game. And sometimes you get this, again, it's obviously a bit of a trivial sort of attack from rivals. Oh, you sat behind the ball, you were too scared to attack. Sometimes, as again, I always refer it to fighting. Sometimes to attack, you need to defend because you open people up and look for their vulnerabilities and counter. And that's the best way to beat someone. I actually think the team who counters best wins this match. The team whose counterattacks are of the better level, who can exploit the space the other opponent leaves. If Chelsea just sit back the whole time, very compact, hard to break down, I do think Arsenal will struggle. But if you start opening up and you leave space for them to work in, that's where they don't have an out number 9. So you need to be really tight and close and compact on him. If he's given space, his deficiencies will be enhanced. Well, not be enhanced, they'll be reduced, his deficiencies, because he'll have more time to think, more time to do things. So I'm intrigued. You know, I've had a lot of gooners there asking people what they think is going to happen in our group chats, a lot of our member chats and stuff, and they've all said Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for either side. I think it's going to be a narrow victory for Arsenal, though. I think Arsenal might grab it 2-1, something like that on the day.
I can't predict a W, man, because these lot need to prove to me that they can get over the line against the bigger teams because, we've got the quality to do it, right? But again, for me, I think I'm leaning more towards a draw. I'm going to be there again. You know what I mean? I was there last year to fucking witness that 5-0, which was a madness, right? But yeah, we need to make sure that off the ball we're very disciplined and on the ball we're brave. Very similar to when we went to Liverpool.
Yes.
We were very brave on the ball. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question? Should it end in another battering? Say you get beat 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. Say it ends badly like last year. I know you're still in the European competition, the Conference League, but could that be like the final straw for a lot of fans if you were to get battered by Arsenal, especially with their deficiencies in attack because of injuries? If you were to take a bit of a hammer in this week, do you feel that it could be the last?
No, 100%.
people tolerate for your manager.
100%, man, 100%. I think a lot of people want to Poch out, but when we lost the way we did to Arsenal, I felt like it was a massive tipping point for a lot of people that were still giving this guy time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think if he loses 5-0, especially with how we've been playing recently, people are not happy with how we've been playing. They've been falling asleep and whatnot. So, yeah, that would be bad. But I don't see us getting bad like that, man. Last year,
No, I don't
the
see
way we
that.
were defending was horrendous, bro. Horrendous.
Yeah, I don't see you getting beat to that level. I'm just wondering about the sort of mindset of Chelsea fans at the minute. But viewers, we'd love to get your opinions on that.